She said 2 words.
What 2 words? What were they? What did she say?
Bad wolf.
Welcome to About Time, a Doctor Who podcast. I'm Stephen, and this is my podcast where I talk about Doctor Who just by myself. If I had a boyfriend, maybe I'd do it with him, but unfortunately I never met anyone. That was a shit intro, wasn't it? I'm Stephen, and I've been a Doctor Who fan since 2005.
And I'm Ben, and I've never seen the show before.
Now we're watching and discussing every episode of the revived series, and quite frankly, it's about time. Hello.
Hello.
Anything to update our listeners on?
It was my birthday week,
It was your birthday week.
and Stephen took me to see a show that I had wanted to see because I found it on Instagram, and then I was listening to it on Spotify.
Yes.
It's called Two Strangers Carry a Cake Across New York.
Yes.
And Stephen, it was phenomenal. It was very, very good.
I will admit, I wasn't sure if I was going to like it, but I did. It was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, it was funny. It was heartfelt, and the music's good.
Not bad, yeah.
Yeah, the music was good. New York. I'm
Lovely.
already talking the talk in New York.
Lovely.
I am now a year older.
Yes.
Stephen is younger than me.
Well, I'm always younger than you.
Yeah,
Only by a month and a
a
bit.
couple of days.
Yeah. What else?
I did some washing today. Oh, my pants are still in the washing machine. Oh.
They'll have to wait now.
Okay.
I swear there was something else that I was going to bring up. We went to the theatre, and that was cool. Going to London is so atrocious. I hate it. We're very lucky to live so close to it, but if I can avoid it, I will.
Yeah. We spent £54 on burgers and chips.
5 guesses where we went.
Stephen's favourite place because it involves 5 guys
Yeah.
stuffing things down his throat.
That was quite good for you. The other day I had a hearty Italian footlong down my throat as well.
Did you? Did you have a Subway without me?
At lunchtime the other day. Is that bad?
Yes, it is!
I just thought...
No wonder you have no fucking money left.
I just thought, where can I go for lunch?
I am absolutely livid.
Yes. That joke would have worked better if I'd said a foot-long hearty Italian. But anyway. So we're here today because we've watched episode 11, Turn Left. I'm turning left. What is that from again? Best Exotic Marigold Hotel?
Yeah, Penelope Wilton.
Yes. And we watched it years ago. Yeah. And I can't remember much about it, but for some reason I've always quoted that line because she's talking about going into first class on the plane, isn't she?
She is.
And she's excited because I'm going left. Anyway, back to Turn Left. Written by Russell T Davies.
Yeah. I've got things to say about it.
Okay.
Which I've thought about all the way through. I
Right.
feel like it's the precursor to Years and Years.
Oh, yes, definitely.
That kind of structure
Yes.
that he did.
One family living through all these disasters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was thinking to myself, this could have become a series. This.
Well, it did.
It did, but I
Yeah.
mean, like, the whole... Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you spotted that because, yeah, that's very true.
And the lady was like, "You're too strong." Oh, I shouldn't have
Yes.
said that accent. Oops.
Well, I was going to say, so I have quite a few things to talk about regarding that part of the story. First of all, just to mention that the actress who plays the fortune teller is Chippo Chung, who had a role in Series 3. Do you remember who she played in Series 3?
No,
She was in Utopia.
that means nothing to me.
Oh. Chan, Professor, though.
Oh my god!
That's her.
What did she do? What was her gimmick?
She says Chan and then though at the end of the sentence.
Oh, Chando.
Yeah. Yes, the same actress. Nice to see her back.
Yeah.
Let's just talk about this. So they're on this planet at the beginning
Yeah.
called Shan, which looks like a Chinese market.
Like Chinatown.
Chinatown, exactly. It's cool, and I like it. I do have to say, it's possibly not aged that well, because there's this whole thing called Orientalism, basically where for hundreds of years, the Western world has viewed the Eastern world as this mysterious place that doesn't make any sense, and also that, you know, potentially that they're trying to overthrow the Western world and blah blah blah, and it's fed into fiction for hundreds of years. And I'm not saying Rosse Davies was trying to say that when he wrote this, but it plays into the same stereotypes of having this, you know, this essentially the villain being this trickster fortune teller being an Asian person. And I read an article the other day written by an Asian person who said they watched this episode and found it deeply uncomfortable to watch.
I think it's fine to set your TV show in a China cultural fantasy world based around China culture, China's culture, like historical culture and now culture. As long as it's correct, as long as you have someone who's advising you, someone who is actually of that culture advising, and you're embedding it correctly, because there are high fantasy. Okay, you're going to disagree with me.
Carry on.
There are high fantasies out there that are written, and it's like it takes Chinese culture, Chinese folklore, and been spun into a high fantasy novel. And there's a really successful high fantasy novel that is also, it's like several books long, that is also Chinese inspired. But do you know what?
Written by
Chinese people.
Okay, that's fine then. Because if it was written by a white person, I would say that's cultural appropriation.
Okay. Yes and no. Yes and no.
There's probably loads of people listening to this who agree with you and think I'm talking shit. I just think, yeah, with all these things, it's best to listen to the people who are from that culture.
100%. And if they find it deeply unsettling, then it is. And
I will admit, I hadn't really thought about this episode in that light until I read the article recently.
Yeah, like I really enjoy own voices stories. I find it very hard to read a story. Okay, let me put it this way. I find it very hard when I'm reading a book and you've got a straight woman writing gay characters.
Okay.
Personally, I just don't think they get them right.
Okay.
Personally, there are a few out there that have got them right, but it almost got like this hyper. They always play on the stereotypes. Oh, you've got the jock, and then you've got the camp.
Yeah. So if you've got that experience as a gay man, you can read a book that's written about gay people, but not by a gay man, and you can see where they're not quite getting it right.
Feels like caricatures.
Yeah. So I'm sure that's the same with many different things.
Yeah, and that's what I'm thinking. That's what I was thinking about that just now, obviously, because I said it. And I was thinking, well, if I feel that, then people, Chinese people who see the episodes like this or films and all that, they're going to feel the same way.
Yeah. Because
they're going to feel like...
Well, a lot of them might not, because it's so deeply ingrained in the Western lens. I just think the Chinese-esque setting was used in this episode to be exotic and mysterious, and I think it's slightly problematic to continue to that trope, because it comes from the fact that hundreds of years ago, the Eastern world was a mystery to us because we didn't travel much, and people might travel there and come back and tell us about it. You know, but now it's not a mystery to them. You know, it's perfectly normal to them. So I just think, you know, it's an alien planet in this episode, and they're using Chinese culture and sort of associating that with alien being different, and you know what I mean? Yeah. But like I said, I'd never thought about it really until the other day. So all I can say is I've read this article, and Asian voices have said that it's uncomfortable. So it's something to think about. And maybe
Shall we move on to actually talk about the episode?
The actual episode, yes. So it's this kind of, do you remember Sliding Doors, the film?
Yes.
We watched it together with Gwyneth Paltrow in it.
Oh, an awful film.
It's not awful. You were really into it, and then you hated the ending, and then you just shat on the whole film.
Yeah. Ending is so important to get right.
I quite like it as a film.
Because it's your last taste.
Yes.
Of the thing you've just watched.
Okay. Well, we won't spoil it in case anyone hasn't seen it, but it is essentially this whole thing of, I mean, we can give you the premise, which if you haven't seen it, is that Gwyneth Paltrow's character, she gets fired from her job, I think, at the beginning, and then she goes home, and it splits into two realities, and the rest of the film follows two paths. One is where she makes it onto the train in time, and the other one is where the sliding doors of the train close on her and she doesn't make it. So she's slightly later home. And in the first reality, she gets home in time to catch her boyfriend cheating on her. She dumps him and blah, blah, blah. The other one, she doesn't. So life goes on as normal a little bit. And kind of it just spirals from there as how one split second thing has put her life in a completely different direction.
Yeah.
I do think Russell T Davies has actually said he was inspired by that for this.
Oh.
And also the trickster from Sarah Jane. Remember when he made it so Sarah Jane had never
Existed.
Well, sort of, yeah.
She was in a mirror.
She died as a child.
She was in a mirror.
Yeah.
Or was it Amber?
Andrea Yates.
Andrea Yates took her place.
Who's Andrea? Do you know Sarah Jane?
Do you know Andrea Yates? Sarah Jane died in this episode.
She did.
Along with Maria.
Yep, and
along with her son.
Clyde and Luke. And
because they were trying to...
Gwen and Yanto died as well.
Oh yeah, Gwen and Yanto. How did they die?
On the Sontaran ship. They blew up, I think.
Oh, they sacrificed themselves.
Yeah, you remember like in the actual episode, Luke Rattigan went and blew himself up. They must have done that.
Yeah. And Jack went transporting to
the Sontaran planet.
For what reason, I do not know.
Simply to get him out of the way, so he can't help. But yeah. And so, yeah, you get to sort of revisit past episodes from the perspective of like an outsider, basically. And also see how things have gone wrong without the Doctor being there. So you've got these other little teams like Sarah Jane and Torchwood who can try and help the best they can, but...
Not very successfully.
No. Did you remember... Because the earliest one was The Runaway Bride with the shooting web star. Do you remember that?
Claire laughed when the little red lady came back.
Oh, yeah. Why is that funny?
Because she's just so camp.
She is very extra.
She's like, whee!
No, she's like, rah, my children. I was a bit disappointed that, because I was trying to keep it from you that Rose was in this episode. And then the opening titles, I didn't realise her name's in it. Billie Piper's name is in it.
Yeah.
So you were like, oh, I've just seen someone in the opening titles.
But I think she's going to be in the next 2 episodes as well.
Why?
Because...
Big build-up and the whole Bad Wolf thing.
Yeah, Bad Wolf's heavily linked to her.
Yeah. So what did you think of Rose coming back in this episode?
Oh, I think she's forgotten how to act as Rose.
Yes, 100%. 100%. It's so weird. I will say, I think I told you before, I think she had some dental work done, like some veneers or something. And I think she had it done just before doing this episode, and she forgot how to talk. Because suddenly she's like, everything's like that, you know.
I just felt she's lost the spark that Rose had.
Yes. But also at the same time, this is Rose who's had, 2 years or whatever
Torchwood.
Without the Doctor, and she's gone on her own journey that we haven't seen.
Yeah. Still don't understand how she can bridge across dimensions.
Well, you might find that out.
Is that because Donna is harbouring energy?
Maybe.
And she can latch hold of it, and then she can transport nearer to Dawn.
Well, what do you think about the stars going out and all that?
Something tells me it's going to be like it's either going to be the Master...
Right.
Or it's going to be the Daleks.
Okay. You said when you saw the red TARDIS at the end, you said, oh...
The last time I went red, it was the Master.
Yeah, so do you think it's the Master?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's got to be a big something.
Maybe it's the Master and the Daleks.
Maybe, but they never work together.
Yeah, so the stars are going out. We've got this... Rose mentioned the darkness.
The darkness!
And she mentioned about all universes being in danger or something.
And parallel universes.
Yeah, so any theories on that?
The web.
The web?
The web that connects the parallel universes is growing weak.
Mm-hmm.
And that is probably how she can fade through, is because the connection to the thing that the Doctor sealed off is no longer sealed. It's
structurally
unsound. It's almost like someone unscrewed the little lid, and then a little bit of gas came in.
A little bit of ass.
A little bit of gas came in, and Rose is just like a little fart that you don't really want to have, and she pops through.
Okay.
She works for Torchwood.
She does, yeah.
She's like, Doctor, I'm not very good at acting anymore. But she seems really good in The Scoop.
Yeah, no, she's fine. I don't know what happened in this episode, but it's just a bit of a blip, I think.
Hope she improves for the next 2 episodes.
Catherine Tate gives a great performance.
She
in this
is
episode.
phenom.
She is. The range that she has.
Catherine Tate, when are you going to come on our podcast? We should find her agent name and say, I'll give her £1.
I had a dream last night about meeting her, actually, funnily enough.
I had a dream that the bed lowered down like a lift. And I could feel it lowering down. And I woke up like, what is happening to the bed?
That's so weird. Yes, I mean, she had some really emotional scenes and, like,
Yeah.
she's so good. I love that scene where she's like, I'm so tired. And also Sylvia, we knew she was a bitch, but wow, she really has a low opinion of her daughter.
Yeah.
What was it?
I'm just one big failure. And yeah.
Yeah, but even before that, when things were still quite normal at home, Donna got fired and she was like, I thought you'd hit the roof. And she was like, no, to be honest, I've given up on you.
But the thing is, though, this is the thing. This is when parents need to get to understand, like, your children do not owe you anything.
No.
They don't owe you success. They don't owe you good jobs, good money. They don't owe you grandchildren. That is something that you really need to get in your head.
Oh, 100%.
And your parents.
I very agree with that.
As
well, though, like 2007, this was, and Donna being the age she is, quite unusual for her to be still living with her mum.
Yeah.
But nowadays, that's not unusual at all.
No.
And obviously, they thread in the idea of Jeffrey, her father. Presumably, at the start of this episode, he's ill, and you don't see him off screen, and then he dies. Sadly.
Rose needed Donna to stay alive.
Yeah.
And Donna was like, why would you not tell her her name?
She said that, because remember, Unit didn't know her name either, and she said, trust me, the wrong word in the wrong place can unravel the whole causal nexus. She's travelling between worlds, she's just got to be super careful. But yeah, in Unit, we had Captain Arisa Magumbo.
Yeah, she was good.
Yeah, she's very good. Do you know who it was?
No.
Noma Dumazweni.
Oh.
So she was...
Hermione.
She was the original Hermione in Cursed Child, and she's a fantastic actress. I like her. She's a fantastic person as well. I follow her on Instagram. And funnily enough, in the last episode, we had another West End Cursed Child Hermione, Raki Iola, who played the hostess in Midnight.
Oh. But I will say this. It's so sad that they build these great throwaway characters.
Yeah. Well, you never know. Arisa Magumbo might be back one day. I know she was in an alternate universe, but the alternate version of her character might be around. There's some brilliant, as well as all the emotional scenes, there's some brilliant funny moments from Donna and Sylvia as well. Like, I love the whole scene in the car where they're arguing. You know, I made those videos when I was like in my 20s. I did that car scene. She's like, oh, I know why you want a job with H.C. Clements, lady, because you think you'll meet a man with lots of money and your whole life will change. Well, let me tell you, sweetheart, city executives don't need temps, except for practice. Yeah, well, they haven't met me. And also the scene where she gets fired, and she is like, she's got nothing to lose, and she's like, well, sack one of this lot. Sack Cliff, I don't know what he does all day. Sorry, Cliff. Actually, I'm not sorry. What do you do all day?
Did you get someone else to write this?
Yeah.
I'm your personal temp.
You know when all that money went missing from the kitty? Anne-Marie. That's all I'm saying. Anne-Marie!
I used to have a person called Anne-Marie in my class.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did she steal money from the kitty?
No.
Yeah.
I thought it was sad that they were carting off those people. God,
yes. Holocaust 2.0.
And it's just like, ugh.
It's very
sad.
Horrifying. And also that Donna can't understand what's going on. I think not because she's stupid, but because it's like so you couldn't imagine that would happen.
Yeah.
Again.
But the thing is though, you would have thought that the world has learnt.
Yeah, but this is just the thing. It just shows, like, humans can be terrible, you know. And this whole thing about England for the English, and they can't send us home because the oceans are closed, so they're just going to put us in concentration camps, basically. And how awful. It's really, really well written and really well done.
Yeah.
What do you think of the family, like the Colasantos?
I thought they were fun.
Yeah.
They added a bit of lightness.
Yeah, he's a great character, that Rocco Colasanto, because there's so much terrible stuff going on, and even when he knows he's about to get carted off to a labour camp, he's still trying to put a bright spin on it for Donna.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, it's good, sewing, digging, and all that. Like, yeah.
But not only doing that for her, she's doing it for himself.
Yeah, and his family.
And then
They break down, yeah.
So sad.
I do like the bit when they first meet him in the house and they didn't realise it was going to be a house share with all those families. And he's like, it's many people's house. It's good, yeah? Am I allowed to do an Italian accent? Or is that a bit problematic?
I don't know.
And then when they're singing, and Donna comes in and she's like, if I hear one more sea shanty. And then you see Wilf peeking out from behind and he goes, always love to sing song. So sweet. So do you want to talk about the time beetle?
Is that what it's called?
I think so, yeah. Well, that's what the fans call it. Whether it's officially known as that, I don't know. It's a time beetle.
No, it's not.
What do you call it then?
I would call it the flux scarab.
Okay.
And I would not design it to be like a fucking beetle.
Why?
Because it's boring.
It's not boring.
It is boring.
What would you rather?
Beetle shape's fine, but the bum being an hourglass.
Oh, really?
You're just jealous.
What, because you came up with that?
You're just jealous of creativity.
But don't you think it's a bit cheesy?
It's Doctor Who!
You have fair point, to be honest.
Cheesy!
Yeah.
What a fucking liberty!
I thought you were going to complain about the look of it and like that it looked like a puppet.
It did look twee. It looked disgusting. It looked foul.
I think they do a good job.
No, they fucking didn't.
It's just unfortunate when...
It doesn't... Shiny does not mean looks good.
Yeah. But when, for the most part, you only see little glimpses of legs and things. I think that's quite good.
It's like someone trying to tickle Donna. Do you like that, babes?
What's that? What's on my back?
It's just my leg.
That's my leg. Yeah, and the doctor did actually say it's one of the Trickster's brigade. So he knows of the Trickster.
Oh. Why not just, rather than a beetle, why not just bring back the Trickster?
Yeah. Yeah, good question, really. I suppose it's too, they wanted something that didn't have a voice to sort of, I don't know. Lots of people think the Trickster should be in Doctor Who, though. Personally, I think he's suited to the kids' show. But anyway. Yeah, and Rose mentioned to Donna that she's special and there's readings of reality bending around her. Donna said it was because of the beetle. She said, no, it's separate from the beetle. Yeah, and the doctor was like, there's too much coincidence around you. I met you, then I met your grandfather, then I met you again. So there's something going on there.
Yeah. And then the
What do you
lady
think?
said that Donna's too strong.
Yes. You're so strong. And then, sorry, but it does make me laugh when she says, what are you? What will you be? And then she runs off and you just hear her distantly going, what will you be?
I'll be Donna Noble.
And alternate Donna had to sacrifice herself. That was sad.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's not like a real death because that, like she said, that whole universe did blink out of existence. And she woke up and it was draining like a dream. But it's like we were saying the other day. Do you remember about when we were doing Silence in the Library and Forest of the Dead? We were talking about the data ghosts and like uploading them. And it's like, that's not much of a consolation to the actual living person because they're still going to die. So the Donna that was living through that still had to die.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else from this episode then?
I think it was a good episode.
Yeah. I don't really understand. So I understand that Bad Wolf is equivalent to Rose and that was her way of signalling to the Doctor that something involving the walls between universes or whatever was happening.
Yeah, but how does she have the power to change the text on
That's
the
what I was about to
TARDIS?
say. I don't understand why that happens. I think it's to do with, I don't want to spoil anything for next week,
What's
but
coming?
Yeah, but I feel like things are breaking down. But why does the TARDIS go red? Why does Bad Wolf appear on all these things? Or maybe it's the TARDIS saying to the Doctor, some shit's about to go down. So the TARDIS translation makes everything say Bad Wolf.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, were you disappointed to see Rose back? Or...
I wasn't disappointed until she opened her mouth.
I see. Yes.
As soon as she opened her mouth, I was like, ugh.
What are you doing? Yeah.
What's the spark? Where's the Rose?
Yeah. To be fair, she gets better throughout the episode. It's that first scene where she appears with Donna.
I don't think she gets better, Stephen.
A little bit better. The scene in Unit with all the mirrors, she's better in that. But when she first finds her in the street and she's like, "You're Donna, aren't you?" Like, oh, that is that bit when she says about get out of town for a break. She goes, "Nice little Christmas break." Like she's got like cotton wool in her mouth.
Everyone could see the beetle. Why couldn't her mum see the beetle?
It wasn't everyone. It was only certain
Aliens?
people. I think certain people who were attuned, like, you know, her friend Alice from the beginning. I think she might have been slightly psychic or something.
Oh.
She's weird, isn't she? And she's like, it's like there's something I can't see. Okay, so let's put Turn Left on our list. Is it a good episode?
Yeah. I'm guessing, well, the Kylie Minogue episode is the Voyage one.
Voyage of the Damned, yeah.
I would watch this one over this. That one over this.
You'd watch Voyage of the Damned over this?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'd watch this over Father's Day.
Oh, okay.
So I think they're 19.
Yeah.
In the top 20.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. It is a very good episode. Do you know, I think my list is a load of shit because I look at some of the places I've put things and I think I would like to change that, but I can't now.
Maybe we should just stop doing the list.
No. Okay, I'm going to put it underneath Utopia and above Smith and Jones, so number 15. So we're coming towards the end now.
The end of what?
Oh, well, I was going to say the end of the podcast episode, but actually, now you mention it, we are coming towards the end of the series.
Donna's gonna go away for some time, then she'll be back in 2023.
Maybe.
I saw the poster with her face on it.
All I can say about that is, you know Catherine Tate is back in 2023. You know Donna is back in some way. But when we finish Series 4, you will probably be asking yourself, how is that possible?
Oh.
Because that's what we were asking ourselves when it was announced. We shall see.
You just gave it away.
No, I haven't given anything away.
You have. You just put her on the chopping block.
There are many ways I could say, how is that possible? She might have turned into a fish.
Donna Noble has left the library. Donna Noble has been saved.
What are your predictions then for the end of the series?
Donna's going to sacrifice herself for the Doctor, and the Doctor's going to regenerate.
Oh, yes. Do you think Tennant will go out with a bang?
Yes. He deserves that.
He deserves a good send-off.
He deserves... Yeah.
Well, we'll find out in due course. It's time now for our favourite section. Patreon, 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 shout-outs. Patreon, 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 shout-outs. Oh, Ben had varying dynamics there.
Yeah.
Guess what, Ben?
What?
We've got a new patron.
A new Patreon has joined the club. They're gonna be really happy that they have.
Our new patron is Jay.
G-A.
Now, we actually already have a Jay, so we've now got 2 Jays on our patron list. But anyway, thank you so much, Jay. This Jay who's just joined is, he's been listening for a while. He also used to listen to my audiobooks when I did those. And I've also appeared on his podcast. He's got an LGBT-themed podcast called Let's Get Both Ties. And I've appeared on that a couple of times. And most recently to talk about Doctor Who and the queerness of Doctor Who. So that was fun. But thank you, Jay, for joining Patreon. That means a lot. And you join the ranks of... What voice shall I do this week? Billy Piper's veneer teeth voice. Louisa. Are you being a Beatle?
Yes.
Philip. Jason, Joe, Tom, Louis, Michael, Verna, Heather, Benny, Caleb, Monica, Amber, Jay, Kaylee, Kieran, and now Jay as well. Thank you very much. Thank you for that.
I was a beetle.
I know.
I was the flux beetle. Flux scarab.
Beetle Ben. Ben the Beetle.
Flux scarab.
Okay. Now, one of our patrons, Joe, recently messaged in.
Hello, 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 Joe.
And it goes as follows. Hi, Stephen and Ben. My name's Joe, and I've been listening to you guys for a while now, but I've never really reached out outside of the odd comment. I recently went to Japan, and I had to fly 14 hours both ways. I hate flying, so to help me on the journey, I started to re-listen to your pod, other than the Torchwood episodes. I haven't seen Torchwood. Just wanted to send you guys a message to wish you the best and say thank you for making this podcast. I've always loved Doctor Who, but I've never really been on online circles related to the show, so it's been really nice to relive the memories of watching it alongside you. I'm off sick from work today, so I've been watching some of my favourites, The Waters of Mars and A Town Called Mercy so far. Can't wait for you guys to get to some of the later seasons. I have a soft spot for the weaker ones, except 7B. Anywho, that's all from me for now.
7B?
Yeah, season 6 and 7 get split into two halves.
Oh.
Anywho, that's all for me for now. I hope you both have a great day. Excited to see Ben's reaction to Martha coming back. Well, by the time we've recorded this, actually, you've heard that because that was a Sontaran episode. You gave me a look then, as if, oh my god, is she back again?
Oh my god, they're all three are going to be back.
But he's talking about the Sontaran because that hadn't come out when he messaged. Thank you, Joe. That was lovely.
Thank you, Joey.
Nice to know that we can support with flying anxiety.
Flying anxiety.
How are you on planes?
I've only... Well, you went with me.
Yeah, but we were fine, weren't we?
What do you mean, long haul?
Yeah.
My first ever flight was 11 hours.
Yeah, my first ever flight was 9 hours.
And I was like... I sat next to this American girl.
All right.
Because I went on my own. I booked a window seat. I went to the Wee once.
You went to the Wee once?
I went to Wee once.
Yes.
Probably not a good sign, going for Wee once in 11 hours, but oh well. I was desperate not to ask her to move.
Right, yes.
And then on my way back, the plane was nearly empty, so I moved to a middle seat and I had the whole road to myself.
Lovely.
And I was trying to stay awake.
Yeah.
And then I literally was... I woke up to this little flight attendant lady being really nice. To, just to let you know, we're going to be landing soon.
Ah.
And she's like, okay. I was like, okay.
Was she American or English?
English.
British. Yeah. Not that those are the only two options in the world, but it was a US to UK
she was
flight.
Virgin.
Oh, you got to know her quite personally then.
Virgin Airwaves. Airways.
We've also got a lovely message to read out from, and I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly, Sinea. I'm going to say Sinea. It could be Sinea. Please get in touch if I've got it wrong and let me know. But thank you, Sinea, for this message, which goes as follows. Hi, friendly message from a fan. I've been listening to this podcast for a few months now, and I really enjoy hearing the different views on my absolute favourite show. It feels like I'm having a debate every time I listen. I'm quite behind, but I've just finished Torchwood Season 2 for the first time, and I can't wait to listen to the pod episodes on it. Thank you for providing a place where I can hear the funniest people talk about my favourite things. Stay fantastic.
Stay fantastic.
That was sweet, wasn't it?
It was.
The funniest people. You're funny. I'm just weird.
Stay fantastic.
Thanks a lot.
I did not say, because you're not really weird.
I am. We've also got one more really quick one. This one comes from Cal.
Is it short for Calcifer?
No, it's short for Callum.
Oh.
But he's been listening since the beginning, pretty much. Cal says, hi, I just wanted to say that I love your podcast. It's really helped me through some tough times with mental health. Really enjoy listening, and I can't wait to see reactions to season 5. My gosh, honestly, I know exactly how it feels to have struggles with mental health and to find something like a podcast or whatever that keeps you going through it.
Yeah.
So to be that for somebody is...
I draw. I do things with my hands.
So do I.
I can crochet, I can knit.
Yeah.
I draw. My favourite thing to do when I'm doing a quilt, my favourite thing to do, it's not actually the sewing, it's the cutting with my rotary wheel.
Okay, why is that cool?
I don't know, I just find it really therapeutic to measure and cut.
Measure twice, cut once.
Yeah, but only use one type of measuring because not all rulers are the same. So
Yeah.
if you're going to use one ruler, use that one ruler and that one brand of ruler for the whole quilt.
Yeah. Ben's quilting tips. So next week we're discussing episode 12. By the way, it's up for debate about whether Turn Left is part of a 3-part finale or if it's just a setup for the 2 parts.
I would say...
Well, you haven't watched the 2 parts yet. So
I would say it's a setup episode because it's contained.
Personally, I agree.
The main body of the story is contained.
Yeah.
It's just, if that story is used, as any good story, you could say that this whole series is a 13-part setup for the finale.
I agree,
which
actually.
they are.
Yeah.
So, no, I would say, like, if it's not explicitly a 2-part...
Yeah. I try to stay out of those conversations because some people have very strong opinions on those
like
things.
me.
Even Russell T Davies refused to comment on whether he considers it a 3-part or 2-part.
Did you write the finale?
He wrote all of them, yeah. Turn Left and the last 2. So the next one is called The Stolen Earth.
Someone's trying to steal the Earth. The Master!
Why would the Master steal the Earth?
Oh, because he needs to dominate the world. He needs to dominate something or he doesn't feel right about himself. The Master's name on Grindr is probably Dom Little Hourglass XL.
Yeah. Did I tell you about my funniest moment on Grindr that I remember? Which was, I'm guessing you know what a BBC is.
A big black penis.
Cock, yes.
I don't like that word.
No, but that's what it stands for. And someone's name was just BBC 4 Now, and the number 4, BBC 4 Now. And I messaged them and I just said, why, is there a good programme on? And they blocked me, obviously.
But did you not know what it stands for?
No, I did. I was trying to be funny.
Oh, you wanted to...
No, I didn't.
You wanted to say that to the auction that your voice just jumped. No, I didn't.
I just wanted to make a funny joke about BBC 4. But anyway.
If it got me a penis, it got me a penis.
That's the title of my autobiography. And on that note, we'll love you and leave you. Until the next time when we discuss the Stolen Earth.
Stay cool, stay safe, stay fantastic.